Hello guys, welcome back to Getaway Crochet. Today we will be doing a double crochet stitch tutorial, just like I promised in my last video, which was the granny square tutorial. However, it is not coming out when I expected it to come out. It is coming out a few days late, so I apologize for that. But if you look in the comments on my last video, you will see why it is coming out a few days later. Hopefully we will not have any unexpected interruptions or noise disturbances today, but we will work through them. If we do, we will get this out for you guys, because I know it has been on my mind, and I'm sure it has been on yours as well. So today we will be making this fun little sample here. This is the double crochet stitch. I worked in 4 rows back and forth. So I will be showing you how to make this. Eventually we'll probably be making a pattern out of some stuff too, but just for the basics, I just wanted to start out with little samplers and not overwhelm you guys, so you can practice these stitches before we get to something that's going to be a pattern or an item for wear, like a scarf or a hat or something like that. Okay, so to begin with, we are going to need a crochet hook. Today's crochet hook, as most of the time, it will be a 5.5 millimeter, also known as an I or a 9. That's usually my go-to hook, so I will be using that most of the time to do these tutorials. We will also need some yarn. Now, if you have a specific type of yarn that you prefer, you go right ahead and use whatever you prefer. If you're just starting out, I recommend a medium yarn, so a medium 4, which is a size 4 worsted weight. I use acrylic. Acrylic is easy to work with. This is what mine looks like. I don't have a brand on that anymore, but I believe it was Vanna's Choice, which is a size 4 acrylic. And then you will need a yarn needle and a scissor. Alright, so to begin with, you may start with a slip knot, or if you're like me and you like to be a little bit different, you can just tie a simple knot around your hook. Now that's how I learned how to do it. I'm self-taught, so I learned how to I did not learn a slip knot for many years after I started crocheting. And I will not, to this day, use a slip knot unless I am working in the round. So for most projects that are back and forth, like this one's going to be, I will be just tying a knot around my hook, like so. Alright. Now as far as the amount of chains for our foundation row, there does not need to be a set amount of chains for this project. You can make as many chains or as few chains as you prefer. Hopefully my camera will not be consistently trying to zoom in and out. I hope it clears up. I was having issues with this. There we go. Last week too, so bear with me. It's probably just going to keep trying to focus, but once I upgrade my camera, we'll hopefully fix that problem. But in the meantime, just work with me here. But anyway, so today's does not require a set number of chains. You may chain as many or as few as you prefer, like I mentioned. Just make sure that at the end of your set number of chains that you choose, that you will add an additional 4 on. And I will show you what that is for in a little bit here. So to begin today's tutorial, I am just going to chain 10. So, and for a chain, what I'm going to do, oh lordy, this camera today, I don't know. Okay, what I'm going to do, you can see the gist of what I'm doing, is I'm going to yarn over and pull through the loop on my hook. Now that's just a simple chain. So I'm going to do 9 more of those because I want 10 as my foundation chain row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's see if there we go. My camera caught up with me. All right, so I got my 10, and that is the length of the row the length of my sample that I wanted. So, but I'm not done yet. Now I need to add that extra 4 chains because that is going to become our turning chain. and which you will see here in a moment. So I'm going to add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got my 14 chains, and now I'm ready to start my first row of double crochets. In order to do that, I need to turn my work first. So if you're right-handed, like me, your hook is going to be on the right side because you're going to be working from right to left. If you're left-handed, it's going to be the opposite on your left-hand side, and you're going to be working from left to right. So to begin and start our first double crochet, we need to double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. Now let me show you how to find that. So this little space here, this chain that we just created, that's our first chain. Now we're going to skip that. Why are we going to skip that? Because if you go right back into this chain that we just made, we are going to undo this loop on our hook because we just created it by going in the other way. So if we go back the way we came, that's going to undo it. We don't want to do that. So we are going to count back. Once my camera catches up again, thank you. We are going to count back 4 from the hook, skipping the first chain. So skip this one. It's going to be 2, 3, 4. I am going to double crochet into this chain, the 4th chain from the hook. Now, to do a double crochet, here is what you are going to do. You are going to first yarn over. All right. And I'm going to count again because I want to make sure I got the right chain. So skipping the first, 2, 3, 4. I am going to insert my hook into the chain that I am desiring, which is the 4th chain from hook. Okay, and then I'm going to yarn over again. I'm going to pull through and pull up 1 loop. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. I am going to yarn over again. I am going to pull through 2 of those loops. So now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over once more and pull through the remaining 2 loops. And that, my friends, is a double crochet. Now you can see this is our turning chain, or that additional 4. So that became our first double crochet, and then this right here is our second. So we have created the double crochet with the chain and then another one. And we will continue to do double crochet stitches in every chain all the way back. We will not be skipping any. So let's do this again. I'm going to switch my hand position here. We are going to yarn over, find our next chain space. We're going to insert our hook into that, yarn over, pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over again. We're going to pull through 2 of those loops. Now we have 2 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over once more and pull through the remaining 2. And we are just going to keep doing that for the rest of this row. So yarn over, find the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 3 on your hook now. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now you have 2 left. Yarn over, pull through those last 2. And keep going. Yarn over, find the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a chain. Oh, wait for my camera to catch up. So now we have 3 on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops. Now we have 2 on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So again, yarn over, find the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, find the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, find the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So as you can see, we are creating a nice little stitch pattern here. And we're about halfway done, so we're going to just finish this row doing the same thing that we've been doing. Yarn over, insert hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, find the next chain, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, find the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Got 2 stitches left, and then I will show you how to get to row 2. Yarn over, find the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And one more time. Yarn over, find the next chain, which should be easy, it's the last one, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Alright, we have finished the first row of our double crochet sampler. So good job making it this far. If you have more chains that you made a bigger sample than mine, you keep practicing the stitch, and we will move on to row 2 if you are following along with me doing exactly what I'm doing. So in order to get to row 2, we have to, well, first we have to get to row 2 and turn. And how do we do that? We are going to chain on 3. 1, 2, 3. So I have chained 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to again turn my work, because I'm going to work from the right to the left. And again, if you're lefty, you're going to work from the left to the right. You're just opposite of what I'm doing. So we have the beginning of our first double crochet here. So where are we gonna start putting these now? Because we're not working in the chains, but it looks exactly the same. So we are going to make our first double crochet in this chain, or in this stitch right here, and in every stitch afterwards. And I will show you that. So I am going to yarn over, find my stitch. I am going to insert my hook through the stitch. Now here's what the top should look like, because it's not just a chain. Now you're doing it through the stitch itself that you just created. So you should have like you should have 2 pieces of yarn across the top. Make sure you put it through both of those. Okay, so you're going to yarn over, pull through, pull up a loop. So again, you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So now you have 2 on your hook, just like before. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And as you see, we have created the turning chain, the first chain, as well as the second by doing so. So now we are going to continue in each space across. Yarn over, find the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And again, yarn over, find the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So this is what your project should start looking like now, and we will just continue. Don't worry if your project does not look like mine. Again, I have been crocheting a long time. I have a pretty consistent tension. If you're just beginning, your tension's going to be kind of all over the place. So it's probably going to look a little bit messy, super tight or super loose, which is totally normal. Just keep practicing, and when you get the hang of crocheting, your tension you'll be consistent. It'll loosen up, or you'll just be pretty even the whole project. Okay? So let's keep going here. We're going to yarn over, find the next stitch here, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, find the next stitch, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert our hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Grab some more yarn here out of my ball. Alright, and we're going to keep going. Yarn over, insert hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a stitch, or pull up a loop, yarn over, pull, oh, my yarn got hooked there, pull through 2, yarn over, pull, oh goodness, we're going to redo that one, guys. As you can see, what can happen sometimes is your yarn, what just happened to me is my hook got caught on, like my yarn, and it split it. So I couldn't really pull any yarn through my hook because it was so tight. So let's redo that stitch. And that can happen. If your yarn is a little bit looser, it's not, if it's a bigger yarn, it can happen. If it's a novelty type yarn, it can happen if your yarn easily splits. So if you're not sure if you made a mistake, just pull out your stitch and do it again. My famous phrase, when in doubt, pull it out. Just pull out your stitch and redo it. There's no shame in pulling it out to make sure it's done right. So, as you can see, I definitely messed that stitch up, and I didn't want to just keep going because it would mess up my project, so I just pulled it out, and now I will redo it. Yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and again, yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And we have one more stitch to go, as you can see. Yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop after I yarn over. Now, usually when I insert my hook, I end up, without thinking about it, yarning over, so I apologize if I missed the yarn over. Sometimes that happens, but I did yarn over it. I just didn't say I did. So I pulled up a loop. Now I'm going to yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. So here is what your first 2 rows will look like. Oops. There we go. So we are going to do exactly what we did to get to our next row. We are going to chain 3 to get to row 3. 1, 2, 3. And then again, we are going to turn our work because we are going to be working from right to left, or if you're lefty, from left to right. And we're going to find our first stitch here and yarn over and insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Alright, I will talk you through it one more time, and then we will just kind of show you without describing each step, and we'll catch up to you at the end. So I'm going to yarn over, find the next stitch, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So I'm going to continue that from here to the end of this row. Just take your time, no need to rush. I am actually really trying hard to do this slow. I've been crocheting for a long time, as mentioned, so I can whip through stitches pretty quickly, and I am trying my hardest to slow myself down so I can show you exactly what I am doing. But that's why I talked you through the first 2 rows. But I know you're probably sick and tired of hearing the same thing here. Yarn over. You're probably sick and tired of hearing that, so now you can just watch if you need to do so. Wait for my camera to catch up here. There we go. I hope everybody's enjoying this stitch so far. This is not a stitch I actually learned for, oh boy, it was a while after I started crocheting. This stitch actually scared me for the longest time. I have no idea why, but it did. So. But it's not a scary stitch. It's very simple. I'm actually planning on teaching the stitch to my mom. She's also intimidated by it. But like we see here, it is very simple. Hopefully she will watch this video and see how simple it is. Even if I can do it, she can do it. Just like if I can do it, you guys can do it, okay? It's not difficult. It's just yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And that was the last stitch of our row there. As you'll see, this will get straightened out a little bit here, but there's a little bit of a corner here on the ends here, which is normal. So it's going to look a little wonky on our turning ends because obviously it's going to bubble out a little bit. So we're gonna see that again here when we go to the 4th row. And then on our non-turning ends, we will see just a kind of an indentation where we don't have that bubble where our turning chain is, which is totally normal, guys. And if yours looks really, really wonky, that's fine. It'll look wonky if you're just starting out, okay? It's not going to look perfect. If it looks really, really, if it's like super big, you may have skipped one too many, or did one too many chains. So instead of going in on the 4th chain, you may have gone in on the 5th. So just if you have any doubts, just pull it out and start over. There's no shame in that. You know how many times I have to redo a project? I think when I was doing the sampler for this tutorial, I think I redid it like 3 times because it didn't look right. Even though I knew I was doing it right, it didn't look like right. And I was not happy with it. So if you're not happy with it, that's totally fine. Rip it back and do it until you're happy with it. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, so now we are going to go on to the 4th and final row. So I am going to chain 3, turn my work again. That does look a little funky, doesn't it? See, like mine, I still question these things because I'm like, is that right? Yes, it's right. It'll look better once I get this row going. But yeah, when I turn it, it's sticking out really far and it looks funky, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to yarn over, find the first chain, or find the first stitch here, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And as you can see what I mean by these edges here, they straighten out or they don't sometimes. Putting a border on something usually helps it. So, but mine just looks like that right now, and I'm okay with it because I did the stitch correctly. It just looks a little wonky, so that's normal. Okay, so we're gonna yarn over, insert our hook, pull, or yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we are going to finish this little sample by doing that in every stitch on the final row across here. my yarn, my hook got caught in my yarn again, as you saw, but I was able to fix it while I was making the stitch. Almost there, guys. You're almost there. You've almost completed the sample today. There's four more stitches left to do. You got this. So again, if you're kind of lost, which happens, you've been doing the same thing for a little bit now and you get confused, believe me, I do. It's like when you sign your name so many times you forget how to spell it. Yes, I do that. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And last stitch, yarn over, insert my hook into the stitch, yarn over, oops, probably want to see what I'm doing, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And that, my friends, is the end of our little sampler. So now I'm going to snip my yarn. Okay, and then, oops, I am going to tie a little knot at the end here to kind of secure that so it doesn't unravel. And here is the sampler we created. Now it's normal for one side to look a little bit wonkier than the other side. It'll straighten out the more that you work it. The more rows you have, the better it gets. It just, for some reason, that's just the way it is. That's the way it looks. It does look, it drives me crazy. This is probably why I don't use this stitch very much, because it drives me crazy. I like crisp, clean, you know, straight edges, unlike these little, you know, little mountains that happen when you make your turning chain. But once you're done with the project, it usually looks way better. But we're just doing a little one today, so it's going to look a little bit wonky. But you'll get better at it. It'll look more and more even the more you practice. Your stitches will look consistent. Your tension will be more consistent. So if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, just be patient with yourself, okay? This is a very, it can be overwhelming and difficult at the beginning to get these things right, because it looks so easy when somebody else is doing it. But when you're doing it, you have to think about everything. You have to think about how you're holding your hook. You have to think about how tight you're holding your yarn. You have to think about how to do the stitch. All those things make a difference. So just be patient with yourself, okay? You will get it. Now, if you want to keep going and making this bigger to practice, go right ahead. But as far as this sample is done for the day, we can, if you guys would like to pick something to make with this stitch, let me know in the comments. We can make a scarf, we can make another granny square, whatever you want to do. We can make, I usually don't do a double crochet with a hat, but we can certainly do that, I suppose. Let me know if you have any ideas, projects you want to make using this, and we can certainly do that together. So that's it for the tutorial today. Let me know how you guys like the tutorial, if you found it easy or more difficult. If I have to do another one, I certainly can do that for you guys. I know this stitch was hard for me when I learned. So like I said, I avoided it for probably 2 or 3 years when I first started, or maybe more years, because I was overwhelmed. It looked hard. But as far as another video this week, this may or may not be the only one I'm doing. As far as the tutorial, this will be the one and only tutorial this week. if I happen to do another video, if I get the time to do so, we will be talking about crocheting for beginners, and I will just share some tips and tricks with you guys about what you will need, what to do if you are just starting out crocheting. So that's either going to be on Friday or next week. And then our next crochet tutorial will be next Friday, and we are going to do a single crochet stitch. So look forward to that. So our next video will be a chat, which is just going to be talking about crocheting for beginners, and then our next tutorial will be next Friday, and that will be the single crochet stitch. But that's it for today. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more crochet content and tutorials, go ahead and subscribe, and you will get notified of those videos when I post them. Thanks again for checking in today, guys, and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.